Right, this is just a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 EX diesel, finished in orchid white as you can see here, 13 plate with 38,000 miles on the clock. Just going to go around the car quickly for you. There's not a lot to see on this one, it's very clean indeed, but if there's anything obvious I will do so. You can see there lights, daylights, fog lights, all in perfect order. There's no marks on there at all, and no cracks, no condensation. Bumper corners very good, so attacked by a fly. The bonnet of the car is very clean indeed, just the odd minor stone chip here and there, but very few and far between. You'd have to look very hard for them. Front bumper corner there, you can see all very good. Near side of the vehicle, pretty much mirror smooth down that side. There's absolutely no indentations, very clean in the panel work this car. Front alloy, again, very nice, just a couple of very little light marks, just tiniest little bit of curbing on there, and then down the side and flank of the car, all really clean. Rear alloy, pretty much unmarked, can't see anything on there at all. And bumper corner, and just come down this flank again just to show you just how smooth that is. And the back of the car here, again, all really clean and tidy. And then off side of the vehicle, as with the near side, absolutely mirror smooth on it, it really is. Offside rear alloy, again, very good. Just got a tiniest little bit of lacquer peel, just there. It's not come through at all, but it's just on there. So I am critical on these videos, so I like people to see everything warts and all. Final alloy, again, really clean and tidy, just a couple of tiny little blemishes. So all in all, we're talking exterior of the car in very nice condition. I come to the boot area now, just parked in the shade because the sunlight plays havoc with the videos otherwise. Absolutely massive boot in the car. As you can see there, parcel shelves all there, good and intact, but 60/40 fold on the rear seats as you'd expect, and then you've got this little cubby hole underneath here, and obviously you've got your inflation kit there as well. If you pull that back, this floor just drops down a good sort of 6 or 7 inches further into the boot area as well, so you've got an absolutely enormous boot. So near side rear door card looks very nice condition. Full black leather interior on the car. Full set of interior mats as well. Rear of the seats, very good indeed. And then offside door card again, looks absolutely fabulous. So I apologise if it's been dark, but it's better than trying to do it in the direct sunlight. Leather work again, all very nice indeed. I come to the front of the vehicle now. Driver's door card, again, really nice. Just to show you this overmat, that just covering the mat underneath to protect it, so when I'm getting in and out I don't get the mats dirty. Driver's seat in fabulous order. Likewise, passenger seat. So I apologise for the lights today. So I love sunny days, but they're not great for doing videos, but all in super order. So sat in the car now, engine's running, has been all the way through. Just to pan around the dashboard, again in absolutely super condition, really is. Sat nav system fully functional as you can see. If I pop the car into reverse, you get a lovely crystal clear parking camera as well. Dual zone climate control, all working exactly as it should, and again all buttons and switches in very nice order. The whole car is actually, it's a lovely car. And then my favourite part of the dashboard, this two-tier design. So you've got this lovely high up speedo readout, and then dials below that. Top left there, hopefully you can see 38,866 miles. To come back to here, there's no warning lights, just low fuel lights on the car currently. Auto lights, auto wipers, and then you've got your multi-function steering wheel there. But said it is all in really super order. Just quickly show you here, very importantly, got the full owner's manual pack and navigation system manuals in there, and very importantly your locking wheel nut key is here and present with the car. So finally, just show you under the engine bay. Just to say, the engines sound a lot noisier on the videos than you do when you actually stood here. Very nicely presented engine bay as you'd expect from a Honda car. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful engines these, incredibly tough and long lasting. What will follow this video should be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 diesel, and this is the EX version. This particular car is registered LD13RWO, and the mileage at the start of the road test is 38,859 miles. The reason for the road test is simple really. We want our customers to go to see our cars in operation prior to coming to see us. The internet's brilliant for being able to locate cars now to specific requirements, you know, colour, mileage, make, model obviously, and people are willing to travel much further to go and see them, but clearly that's fraught with the potential to have your time wasted if there's a fundamental fault with the car which you should have been told about prior to going. So that's the purpose of the video, is to show you the car in operation and to sort of pick up on any issues there may or may not be, and I do it. So if there's something not quite right with the car that we're going to attend to, or it's going to be solved with it, then I'll let you know. Also worth pointing out, the road test is done on exactly the same road test route as any prospective buyer would go on, so I'd hope would be representative of what you should feel yourself when you come and see and drive the car, if obviously you want to purchase it. So starting with the engine of the vehicle, only been recently serviced, absolutely perfect. It starts immediately. There's no strange noises from the engine. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car apart from low fuel currently. Whoops, a daisy. We know the brakes are good. But the engine is very sweet. You know, only first and second gear now. Are you really aware that you're driving diesel? Really, in all honesty, it's very smooth, very quiet. You know, they are unbelievably economical. I mean, they really are. You know, it's all down to driving style as to how much you'll achieve, quite clearly. But you know, they've got the capability to be one of the most economical cars in their class. But it's also an engine which has got an extraordinary reputation for reliability, by a country mile the most reliable engine in its class. This one's obviously low mileage and pulls exactly like it did when it was new. It's just got that real tightness about it. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car, smooth, easy in action. Bite point is exactly at the right point on the pedal travel, which suggests that wear is very good indeed. There's absolutely no change in engine note when clutch is in or out. There's no vibrations at all. Not so relevant on these DTEC ones as the earlier versions, but all absolutely spot on. Likewise, gearbox of the vehicle, you know, I often say it, and I mean it as well. I mean, I maintain that Honda make the best gearboxes in the world. Not only are they incredibly tough and durable over hundreds of thousands of miles, but it's also the fact that they aid add rather to the driving experience rather than detract from it. It's a very nicely mounted gear lever, feels great in your hand, but it's the quality of the actuation, the actual gear shift quality is second to none. It's accurate, it's precise, it's got world-beating synchromesh. It's just a wonderful feel. It feels genuinely as though the gear levers go straight down into the gearbox below, which it isn't. You know, that's why it's so good. Like most cars, front-wheel drive cars, it'll be a cable from underneath here, underneath the engine bay, to the gearbox at the front there. But such is the precision of the gear change and the quality of shift and the clarity of it, it's, you know, you would never ever believe that, but there's no wear in it at all. Absolutely spot on. Car tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel of the car at all. It feels tight, it feels precise, it feels as though there's literally no wear in the steering at all. It's that good. It's got a very, very nice feel to it there. It's a quick, positive steering rack without being overly sensitive when it comes to kind of high speed. You know, some cars can feel very good at low speeds, very quick and nimble, but they can feel very nervous when you get up to higher speeds, and this strikes a really, really good balance. Suspension of the vehicle, again, what I'm looking out for on these road tests is when you get over a bump like now or there or these, which is why I got this particular road because it's quite bumpy. I'm listening out for noises that shouldn't be there, and I'm talking like secondary noises where you might get a little kind of metallic clank or clunk from underneath the car, but there is nothing at all. Normally it's nothing too sinister. Normally it's just things that are designed to wear, little drop links, little sort of rubber bushes, but you know, this one feels exactly what I expect given the mileage of the car. It feels really tight and taut. Just going to set the cruise control, just check it's all working, which it is. I'm also at the legal limit now. The car's nice and quiet, which means again there's no distorted tyres, or there's no windscreen seals or door seals which have been damaged, which would allow kind of wind hiss into the vehicle. So all in all, in very, very nice condition. Brakes in the car, nice and positive, powerful. Put your foot on them hard, and the nose comes down nice and straight and true on the car. So again, all seems in fine fettle there. Looking around inside the vehicle, I love the interiors on these Civics. Absolutely love them. Very unique, beautifully built. Absolutely beautifully built. But it's just, it's a nice, dynamic, interesting place to sit in a sea, in a world of cars which seem to use a template for dashboard design. So binnacle there, centre stack there, and you just have kind of variations on a theme. Well, this one's got is something that is actually interesting, not just from day one, but in day-to-day use, because it's actually ergonomically very sound. It's easy to use, and there's reasons behind why they do certain things. So you've got a two-tier dashboard, as hopefully you can see on the video. High up, right in my line of sight, is a digital speedo. Big, bold, incredibly easy to assimilate the information, which means, when I'm looking at the car in front of me or signs on the road, at the corner of my eye, I can still clearly see the speed I'm doing. So it's a sort of license saver, it's a life saver in terms of kind of making sure you're keeping an eye on your speed, that you don't take your eye off the road to do it, which seems a sort of odd thing to have to do in modern cars. All working absolutely perfect, perfectly. You've got a lovely big sat-nav system, very simple and easy to operate. Dual zone climate control systems pumping out absolutely ice cold air. And that's all working exactly as it should as well. Heated seats work perfectly, although on a day like today, hardly necessary in all honesty. And the main dashboard of the vehicle, just nice, simple, easy to use. All the information's there. Big, bold, dominating rev counter directly in front of me. You got a little sort of rev prompter, gear change prompter, which tells you to change up to be economical, that kind of stuff. You've also got a little economy button which I can press there. Changes the hue around the speedo to kind of a green if you're driving nice and economically, which is quite a nice feature, but I don't really use it. Temperature gauge on the car running at 1/3, which is exactly where it wants to be on a Honda car as well. But it's just a lovely, lovely car to drive. Natural competitors, Golf, Audi, Ford Focus maybe, 1 Series, that kind of stuff. And they're all good cars. They're all good cars. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with them apart from reliability on quite a lot of them. Very few are as well built in the real world as a Civic. None are as practical. I know that sounds like a dull word, but you've got a striking, dynamic car, but it's also the most practical of all. It's got the most leg room, it's got the biggest boot, it's got the brilliant magic seats at the back, the lowering of the floor in the boot area as well. It's miles ahead of them on that, but it's also one of the, if not the best to drive. It's got a really agile, very, very comfortable chassis. Nearly didn't have a front end, which is just lovely to use and operate. It's quiet, it's refined, and as I said, in terms of reliability, it kicks the others into another county. It really is that good. As I said at the start of the video, if there's something wrong on the car, I do mention it. If there's nothing wrong, I can't, and I can't find anything wrong with the drive of this car at all. If I've missed anything on the video, as I always say, please don't hesitate, give us a call and I'll happily answer any questions you might have. But based on this test drive, you'll be coming to see and drive, hopefully, a wonderful, wonderful car.